gotta figure out how to see people. So today I am at home. Welcome to my crib. So I do the thing over my phone, and this is new for me. So I'm gonna be like this nerd who don't really know how to angle everything, but I think we're gonna figure it out in the end. No? Okay.
Yes, perfect. Very good to have your video on so we can see everyone. That's very nice. And again, just general rules. Keep yourself muted until you're talking and have a very good time. I think we're almost everyone here now.
Cool. Thank you, Era.
I was just gonna say that if it's okay with everyone, we will record. We will not use the recording to send it to you if you would like to have it afterwards, because sometimes it's hard to remember everything that is said. So Aaron will put on the recording when we start, and we will email it out to you, all of you. And it would be nice if you just write something short, where you're from, and yes, something short in the message.
So, we ready?
Yes.
Cool. Welcome, everyone, and super awesome to see you. I see that some of you were here last week, which is really cool. I'm happy to see you back. And for you who are new, also awesome that you're here with us today. I would just shortly like to catch up with Paul from last week to this week. Tell me how what we talked about, if it has shifted something within this week and how you approached it.
Yeah, actually on the same day last time, it was Sunday, we were talking about the heart and following the heart and all that. And I can't remember what I said to you on that call, but before that call, I had intellectually known where my heart was and stuff like that, but I couldn't really feel it in like when doing a meditation or something. And then after that call, I was obviously reflecting a lot on it, but then a friend of mine, a very good friend of mine, we were texting in the late afternoon or something, and she said something to me which I will say now, it touched my heart. And it was so cool. It was like the perfect timing, because then I could, because that feeling that I had, I thought, oh, that's my heart. So then then it wasn't an intellectual thing anymore. Then I could actually feel it. And then I've been, just using that through the last 2 weeks to, just, get more used to that feeling of feeling my heart. And then also something that you said last time, which is about, following the heart. And I think I asked you, how do you identify that? And you said you don't need to identify it. It's just what you want to do. It's just what you feel and stuff. And so been getting really into that and enjoying it. So,
awesome. Really good to hear.
Perfect. Yeah.
Cool. For you guys who was not here last week, what we talked about last week we talked about the heart flow, and we talked about what it means to follow the path of your heart instead of the idea within your mind. And I would say that this week is kind of following in the same footprint, the thing about following our heart, but also how we can ground within that, how we can manifest a new way of existing through following the heart path instead of the trails of fear. I will give you an example. This weekend, I've been in the forest. I had to teach Russian military mixed martial art fight camp in how to follow their heart. So we were there, and we have these military dudes, and I was navigating them to how to understand what is stored within their body system. So how to understand pain in their spine, or understand if they get an injury in the foot, how to understand it on a non-physical level. And what we do is that we go to that place within ourselves where things is not flowing, right? So the place where something is stagnated within yourself, and you talk to it, you allow it to have a voice, and then allow the vibration to express itself. There's nothing, you are a combination of multiple beings within yourself. You are part of the consciousness you are now, but you also the consciousness from the past, the consciousness from your ancestors, the consciousness from what moved you through life. So within you, there is so much consciousness, and it's not always that all the parts of consciousness know how to talk together. And sometimes one part of the consciousness believe, oh, I'm keeping you safe if I hold you to what your mind believes is good for you, while the other part of your consciousness, your heart, says, oh, freedom is within following the heart and following the movement and following the flow. So these two are in resistance upon each other. It's not a match. When it's not a match, it makes conflict, and the conflict is stored within your body system. For us, it can be hard to navigate in what is right and what is wrong, because what we feel is just a conflict between one part of consciousness and the other. What we can do is that we can go in and we can talk with that part. We can make that one part understand the other part, so that they merge together as one, and then we have the flow. So if there is a part within you, let me take an example. So for example, I have this shin splint that hurts like crazy. If I go in and I feel the shin splint, it says that you're moving too fast. You need to slow down. You're afraid of not having control over the way that you are moving. The other part of me, which is completely free, tells exactly the opposite. I'm not moving too fast. I'm moving exactly in the way that I'm supposed to move. I am completely free within my existence because I'm following my heart, and I cannot fall deeper than I can rise. So what we have to do is allow this consciousness to talk with the other one and hear it. So not have resistance upon the pain, not have resistance upon the voice saying I'm afraid, or you go too fast, or you're not standing your ground, but give it space. So listen to it. Be like, okay, I hear you. I hear you believe that I'm not standing my ground. I hear you believe that I am moving too fast. What can I do for you to feel safe in the movements that we make? And then you shift into the other consciousness and let that consciousness speak, saying, I need you to see me, and I need you to touch me, and I need you to understand why I'm here. Moving back, we are getting a little bit schizophrenia. Moving back to the other consciousness, going like, okay, I see you, I hear you. I touch you. I am here, I am protecting you. We are protected. Ah, there it is. So the feeling of safety. This part of my consciousness needs to feel safe. So I allow this part of the consciousness to imply that feeling of safety, breathing through it and feeling how the tension are letting go slowly. Does it make sense? Can you follow me this far? I see nodding, and here more nodding, and there no pictures, so I just think that's also nodding. Great, awesome. Awesome. Any comment or any question on this subject?
I have a question though.
I just gonna find you there. Okay, cool.
I'm Christina. It says Anna Olivia. That's my daughter, but I am Christina.
welcome.
I have a husband who has severe backache all the time. How can I just show him some of this that you've been talking about?
Sure.
And
The best thing will be for you to just guide him to feel it within himself.
okay, right.
So you help the one part of his consciousness, which is the aware consciousness, to surrender to feel the unaware consciousness, meaning that you have to guide him to feel the pain, surrender into the pain and the stuckness, and express which feeling or picture or emotion he can see, and let him know that no judgment, it doesn't matter what he sees, just allow that to have an expression, and then build it up from there.
Right. Thank you.
You're welcome. Anyone else?
Yes. I have a new thing for me is so much pain in my body that I don't know where it comes from. And when you tell me go inside, I think is it from my menopause? Is it from the sugar? Is it from is it from my sister, the conflict inside of me? There is so much going on in me. And it feels painful, and I don't understand it, what's going on. That's
So if you have a glass and you fill it up with 10,000 different things and you put water on top of it, it will overflow, right?
yeah.
And the only thing that you really notice that will overflow is the water. All the stones stays in. So you think it's the water, but it's the stones. What I mean with that is it's deeply rooted things, but you're not able of seeing it when things are too much.
Yes.
So in this situation, what I would do is I would surrender to the state of being. I would surrender to the pain I am in and be okay. I do not judge it because I can't grasp it yet. So I allow it to be.
Yeah.
And within that, steam goes off, the top of the water flows off, right? And then you slowly can start seeing the smaller stones on top, and you can take them step by step. But the first thing is to accept the state you're in. So by being in non-resistant, in a state of non-resistant, we are actually able to flow better through life than when we are in resistance upon not feeling pain or not feeling sorrow or not wanting to feel bad. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So to accept everything that comes along with it, accept to be in pain if you are in pain, actually help you to heal from the pain.
Okay. I have one question because I can be with it, but I can't see what it needs. Can I go sporting? Do I need to rest? That's the conflict also. What needs my body? Do I?
So you have to take it step by step, and you feel it along the way.
Okay.
Because it is, it's always a balance. At some point, your body needs one thing, another part it needs something else. But it's not. You can't do it wrong.
Okay.
Like so I've been tired lately because so much is going on. Yet I am running every day at 6:30 like some kind of crazy person, and I can barely walk. but there's something within my body, within my heart, that says you just need to have the flow, you need to have the movement, just go run. I come home, I'm completely tired. I'm like, was that really what we needed? But it was. We need both. So you both need the rest, but you also need the movement. The movement helps you to center the flow and rebalance within yourself, and then you need the rest to actually disconnect from all the things that's happening around you, so you can focus on being present in the moment with what needs your attention. Okay. A good thing to do is looking into what is the path of least resistance.
Of
the least resistance.
That's okay. Yes.
Yeah, so you look into what is the natural flow. Where is my heart naturally guiding me? It doesn't mean that it's easy. Like my heart guides me places where I'm like, hell no, you know. But what? That direction, really? But but it's happening naturally. It's like this flow of stream that I can't control. I'm just following, being like, all
Based on
right.
trust, you mean?
Yeah, yes,
Yeah, trust.
based on flow and non-resistance. So
Yes.
even that my head might say no, 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 then my heart is still just saying open yes. So
Yeah.
non-resistant, and then you follow that. If you feel resistant, you have to stop up and ask yourself, what is the resistance? What am I holding back onto? Is it old? Is it fear? Is it just not for me? So you learn to address the resistance. The moment that you give the resistance attention, it doesn't necessarily have to exist any longer, and you can remove it.
Yeah. Thank you.
Welcome. Does it go too fast? Or can you? Okay, great. Ha, you guys know me already. Hi, Pauline. Can you send my mom the link? I forgot it. I can't hear you, but I think you were just saying, yes, I'm going to do it, right? Cool.
I will unmute myself so you can hear me now.
Cool. So, any other questions to this subject? Silence.
Hi.
Hi. I was waiting for you.
You were?
Yeah.
It's not about the heart. It's more about the earth.
Well, that is
how
about the
she's
heart.
doing. No, I saw this video the other day about crop circles. And I wonder if you could explain what is happening. It's and how it's done, and what it will tell us, because I can see a lot of what is it? The pattern is the vibration is very special to me when I look at the genuine crop circles, because of course there's a lot of fake as well.
Mm-hmm. So everything is frequencies and vibrations, right? And these quark circles are holding a vibrationally substance, which is a gateway sometimes between dimensions, but you can always feel that they are vibrating differently than the ground next to. It always have an imprint, and it has been part of a bigger system. What they actually want me to tell you guys is more like aliens have been here long before we have. Simple as that. And they are still here, and more we become conscious of it. And as more we become conscious of it, that's more it comes into the light, that's more present there will be in our life. There has been this massive shift starting a month ago, and will escalate the next 2 months, of this alien awareness on planet Earth, that even the mainstream civilian will be able to reach the knowledge of aliens actually being real. And when that happens, it leaves like this open space of consciousness to vibrate into our raw reality, meaning that this big gap that has been between dimensions will get smaller, and we will see and feel more of their influences than we have done in a very long time. And that in itself is very exciting.
I totally agree.
Awesome.
I'm gonna join actually Ulla on questions about energetic spaces, and I was curious about pyramids. I mean, you know that I also have this pyramid at home, like the Copper pyramid, and in my perception, it's a way to link to much yeah, it's like a phone device or something where it connects to other places. But I'm really curious about how you perceive it, and I know that there's pyramids on other planets and other places, and how are they connected? How do we use them? Why do we have them?
So I probably said this many times before, but pyramids is a part of a grid, as well as other sacred geometry. It's part of grids, and it's part of vibration. There is linked and colliding, combining together, creating a vortex that does different things, right? So you have one construction that they're sort of kind of tap into the in-between space of dimension. You have another one that sort of kind of have an opening between one place and another, and you have some that draw energies down, open energies up. If you look into the pyramid shape, what the pyramid shape does, it amplifies whatever is within it, and yet it holds out whatever is around it. It has this perfect structure of point zero in the form that you use it in your home. If you link all the pyramids together, they of course together creates a different dynamic words. So it's still on Earth in the beginning, and for us to learn to understand which form and shape means to us, and where and how it links to. What is important is always to have a deep feeling within what is a vibrationally matched to what's the place we are at and to what's the energy that we resonate with, and only follow that flow, as it is with everything else in life. Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Anyone else?
Your mom wanted to join. She has a link, so if you can let her in, if she's not in already.
Yeah, Ira, would you let her in? That would be super cool.
Yes, there is no one in the waiting room, so I can't let her in.
Okay.
But the moment I see her, I'll let her in.
Awesome. You're the best.
Great. Okay, cool.
So I would like to follow up the last question about the pyramids or the triangle, if it's okay.
Oh, yeah, sure.
No, it's about consciousness in water. Because I saw this guy explaining that the pyramid energy or the shape of it actually resonate with consciousness in water. And I really would like to know much more about water and how to connect with it. I know we can connect with love, but you know, yeah.
Well, what we need to understand about water is that this is the oldest species we have on planet Earth, right? Like water have been here from the day it started to vibrate, and it literally contains the consciousness from day one to this day forward. Everything there is alive within Earth has a certain substance. There's combined or collide within water, within that vibration, within that geometric form. You yourself, it's like 75% water. So connecting to water is the same as connecting to oneself. It is like learning to listen to that flow of consciousness streaming through you, streaming through the whole planet. What we do is we tend to separate things, which, for example, we have the water in the ocean, we have the water in the tank, we have the water you cleaned with the sun gate and these kind of things, but essentially it comes from the same source, just like all our souls comes from the same source. So in order to understand water, you need to simply just connect to it and let go of everything you believe you are, let go of wanting to control what you will see or hear or be. Just be water. Allow that to guide you. Allow that to be that flow that shows you and lead you the way. To surrender to the water within the glass that you're holding in your hand is the same as surrender to the water that's driving your body system. If you learn to speak with the water within yourself, you can basically navigate a healing system just by adding love to that within you.
make a lot of sense, but still, you know, then I got the problem, is it a mentally awareness or consciousness, or how can I connect with my heart? Because sometimes I must remember myself to get in contact with the water, and then I think the process is not flowing.
So this is all your mental issues.
Yeah,
Right?
exactly. Overthinking.
Fuck it.
Okay.
This is ego. It doesn't matter. When you have the water, so my head can tell me, oh, I'm somewhere else. I should have been eaten, shouldn't have been eaten. I think I want more curly hair. I don't know. Like, this is my mind going like 24/7 with background music. Go, welcome to the jungle. You know, super busy. So if I am to connect with the water, I surely don't use this one to do it, because that will take forever. So what I do is I accept all the blah, 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 blah that goes on up here. I allow it to be, it doesn't matter. And I simply feel the water. So my whole being, my whole essence just drives in, become one with the flow within the water. So this whole ego thing, if it's talking, it's talking, it doesn't matter. It's not, it's just there. I accept it. Do not judge it, I accept it. And I'm flowing and I feel the water. I am one with the water. And then now in this second, I am the water. And I feel that the water has been standing still for a while. It's still soft because of the crystal, so it have a female balance. But yet it feels that I haven't listened to it because it didn't like to be in a plastic bottle for so long. I'm sorry, you know? So then, then the moment you start listening to that, it's like listening to a kid that haven't learned to speak yet. And you simply just pick up of the frequency of love and understanding the communication through the signals that it is sending you.
Why is it easier for me to drink tea than water? And is the water...
I have the same issue. I think it's very much because the water is so harsh in this pure form at the moment. And there is a lot of these heavy energies that's sent out in the world at the moment. There's somehow it's centered in the water. So if we do not clean the water and give it enough love, it feels too masculine, too heavy, too strong in a way. Yeah. The moment you connect it with, you warm it up, you take all that away. Plus you add this tea that always make it kind of more soft and more sensitive, and that is easier for the system to become one with and digest. If you and me were in the jungle and it was mountain water,
yeah, no problem. Okay.
No, we would drink it raw.
Yeah. But so in that sense, we connect to the water by the transformation. We make it through the tea in a way, through the plants. It's still the water element, but it's transformed within the form we can take in.
Exactly. So nothing ever dies. It just shifts into something else. And for us to be a vibrational match to whatever we put in our body system, we need to be a match to watch it, right? So we shift it into a way that is digestible for the state of being we are in.
Okay. Yeah.
So for you and me, it's water made to tea and apparently yogurt and hot chocolate.
And oat milk.
That's our life. Woo!
That's beautiful. Actually, yeah. I have one more question, I think maybe related to both the pyramids, geometry, and the water. Under pyramids, there's always water, right? Like the way they construct it.
It's combined together with water lines, all ley lines.
Is that to touch within that source of what we are and combine that, or does it have like another function?
You can do it like that. You can do it like that. Like we can do it in different ways. You can do it energetically. With everything there is, but you can also do it via the water, because once again, like the water has been here since day number one. It has been part of this creation. It's been a part of planet Earth. It was intended that way because water is life. The oxygen there is in water, the flow there is in water. Everything that vibrates within the construction of water is basically the essence of life in this planet system. So connecting to that is the same as connecting to your origin, basically.
So the fact that there is water under the pyramids it's also the way energy and the information is stored and brought to Earth?
The information is stored from
Yeah.
place to place in those ley lines, and it helps the information to transcend all over the globe.
Yeah, okay. Thank you. That was it.
Cool.
Yeah. Cool.
So you rest. Are you following, or did I lose you somewhere in the water bottle?
Something occurs to me when you talk about water, then I look inside my body and I can see how the water is in my body. I can see it's kind of filthy. So I need to clean it up. That's the message I get from it.
So here we have water. I accidentally, it's like, look how it looks. I forgot some calcium and magnesium in it. But anyway, and how? If I look at the water and I call it filthy, you are filthy, I need to clean you up, it becomes more filthy, right? Because the consciousness and the level I connect with it is on that level. So it feels that and it empathize that.
Okay.
If I look at it and I say, I love you, I see that you're not fully healed, but I love you, and I see the clarity behind the dirt. It will become lighter. It will feel acknowledged. It will feel seen, and it will start vibrating higher. So the physics made this example where they had a construction of water. They made it from one form into another, meaning that it was fluent, and they freezed it down, so it made these crystal shapes, right? Crystal grid shapes. One of them they put on angry music, angry expressions, angry emotions. The other one they put on happiness and love. And the two construction was completely different, meaning that the water have a reaction on the emotions that you express, direct reaction on the emotion you express. Now imagine these 75% within your body, how they're reacting on what you're telling yourself on a daily basis.
Wow. Yeah. Thank you.
Break it down in physics, Arby. Everyone is still smiling, I see. I guess that's a good sign. And my mom is still not there?
Yeah, they're through the computer of Thomas. So Thomas and
okay, cool.
Through his.
Oh, I see Thomas' dad.
Yeah,
Great.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I saw it. Cool.
So she's there too.
So any other questions?
Yes, I have one question. Since Easter, I was thinking about Christ, Jesus Christ. I remember you once said in a Q&A that he really hadn't existed in some way. Maybe I understood it wrong, but no?
You understood me wrong. Jesus, Joshua, has walked the planet. Yes. Okay. A man named Joshua have walked the planet.
Okay. But because I really love that energy, and also the Christ energy, and also when I'm down, I like to listen to gospel, and it really lifts me up and everything. And but there's one thing that really annoyed me about it, about the story is, and on one side I understand it, but it's the fact that he let them crucify him. And one side I understand it, of course, you know, he brought the light and showed the light.
Which part do you wish to address? Like, I'll just translate it directly. So ask your direct question and I will answer it.
No, this is more the thing that why did he stand up for himself? And I understand it, but it's more like
wait, no, stop. Direct question. You ask Jesus directly, ask the exact question that's on your heart, and I will answer it. We will answer it.
Okay. I think it's how to find the balance between eternal love.
That was not the question, right?
Okay, maybe I have to think about it. Maybe I don't know the question yet.
Why did
You
stand up for-
almost, why he didn't stand up for himself, that is the question, no? Like without the excuses or anything, your question is, why did you stand up for yourself? Is that?
Yes, but at one side, I think I understand it, but it's still a dilemma that resonates within
Then-
myself. So I don't know.
Then just ask the question. Just ask your question.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. I guess it's why didn't he stand up for himself? I think that's the question.
Okay, if I would have stood up for myself, what would I show to humanity? I would have showed them that fighting is fighting back with fire. I would have showed them more destructive. I would have showed them nothing that they haven't already learned. By not standing up for myself, I was surrendering to being the one example of humanity doing wrong because they weren't able to see out of their own ego self. By sacrificing myself in the human world, so to speak, because I live on forever. You guys are still feeling me every single day. I was able to do and make an imprint that lasted for so far 2,000 years. So by on the physical level, not standing up for myself, I've been here for millenniums. And that is what you need to see and feel within your heart and soul.
Okay, that's beautiful.
He could be quite beautiful. Cool. Thank you. Or anyone else?
I'd like to ask a question about Earth.
Paul, yeah, okay, I see you.
A question about Earth in terms of, I understand that Earth is a living being, and can you tell us anything about that being? Who it is? Something like that.
Yeah, first there was light, then there was water, then Earth was created. Earth is a living being that is constantly in flow, constantly growing. It is grounded within this lifetime, it's grounded within this planet. It's part of the system who are the essence of everything living. It gives life, it transforms life. Nothing never doesn't exist. It just transforms and transcends into something else within this paradigm of the three-dimensional world. So Earth is just linked to this three-dimensional creation, but within that it is so magnificent and beautiful. We were part of this creation. Everything we need is created on the ground. Every illness that might exist, every bad situation, every virus that ever have been created, you have the antidote in nature. This world is so perfectly orchestrated. If we would only truly surrender into the understanding on everything we ever need is already created, and it could take evolution that direction, we could create this natural flow of existence in the way it was intended a long time ago. I know that it's not going to be like that. We have introduced it for nanotech and so forth. So we will have to find a balance in the paradigm of that. But Earth holds a lot of knowledge, a lot of answers, and a lot of healing. You can basically, if you look at yourself as an energetic grid, where thoughts and feelings are flowing out as a constant, where movement is a constant, and you are influenced by all the radiations surrounding you, all the energies and the mind fields around you all the time. If you go out in nature, you put your feet solid planted on the ground, you connect through the soles of your feet. Earth literally rebalance all these vibration with it just 15 minutes. And they even have tested it scientifically as well. So all these things, and there's flying around, that actually can create illness within your body system. If you go out, you connect to nature, feet on the ground, this will settle down into the normal aligned way within just 15 minutes. Earth is the most healing thing ever. We are so busy isolating things that can cure symptoms, but it will keep us ill because we do not go to the core of the issue. If we will surrender through all the blah blah and just go back to nature, go back to our origin, we can find and naturally flow to salvation within ourselves and in perfect harmony with creation.
Can I ask you one question?
Yeah.
Hi.
I just need to find you. Yeah, there you are.
Yeah. You lost me a bit with the pyramid part and the water part. And it becomes very abstract to me.
Yeah, I can imagine.
But and cerebral, in fact. And I was wondering, you just talked about earth being and change being so-called the music of life. Change is somehow the music of life, and still there is so much change going on, a bit too much, and it's all very worrying. I mean, we hear about or read about species being extinguished each day, and pollution, and a crisis, a climate crisis, which is never treated as a crisis, etc. And it can become very overwhelming, in fact. And I would so much like, because I love the concrete, I would so much like to know, how can one deal with all this while still being, while still having the feeling of being active in, you know, maintaining one's confidence that it will all work well, that the healing powers of the earth, etc., etc. That, I mean, how can we act upon all this knowledge?
If you need it as pure facts, then the only thing you truly can do is to accept where you're at, accept how the world is outplaying, and be the example of what you wish to put into this world. That is the pure fact of what you can do. So we cannot change how things are in the exact moment, but we can affect it in the situation or in the way that we are hitting. But we need to do it together. We need to stand together in that consciousness. We can only do it by being the example. So if you really truly want to help, then be the example in that. Be the example of what you wish to create. Every single day you step out of your bed, you follow that. And you don't only do it on a mental way or I'm going to fight for this, but you do it even down to your emotions. So how are your feelings? How are your feelings about yourself? Do you love yourself the same way you love the earth? Are you able to feel that love and care for yourself in the form that you feel it from the earth? And when you can balance that, you help a shift.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Hi again. I have a question for the universe.
Uh-oh.
You have been avoiding my questions. Is it okay for me to ask the universe today, or should we wait?
Universe, have you been avoiding Ula?
Not the universe.
No.
You have.
Oh, me?
Yeah.
Well,
So now I'm asking directly the universe. What is the intention with this energy portal you've been asking us to open up?
So at the moment there is a lot going on the planet, and we need to reconnect and reconstruct some of the grids that can help lift the energy. What I did was I saw the opportunity for a few places in Denmark where we were able to create such a grid that could help lift the energy in the time to come. as we are entering a phase where people will be in different kinds of frustration, and we would need to ground within the new existence that we are to bring here. Short version.
Okay. What would we be able to feel this portal?
You are already feeling it.
Okay, that makes sense. It's
Yes.
kind of already created.
Exactly.
Constantly busy with it.
Definitely for weeks already.
Okay,
I love
so,
this thing.
is our place special? Why is that the reason why they're asking us? Or because, you know, I also wonder, how can we protect and guide this energy portal?
So the thing is that the energy portal is protected and guided by itself. Basically, you are having the space and you are having the heart to maintain such an opening. So it's just following the flow, following your heart, and trust that what you feel called to do is the most natural thing to do, and you're already doing it. You are painting and putting out crystals and all these kind of things. It's just something that magically occur in your mind, and you are acting upon it. So you don't have to be worried about it. It is perfectly orchestrated. It's already happening, and you are doing it.
Super, I love it.
Yeah,
What
we
if-
love it too.
You know, we have this discussion going on where to stay here or not.
Mhm.
And of course, I wanted to protect and guide this energy portal, but would we be able to move it with us if we decided to move location?
If you feel the urge to move, you just do it. Then that is part of the process.
Okay. Okay, because that, you know, I feel that it's also a big honor that this portal is open here. So I won't svigte.
You won't let it down.
No, I won't.
But you can't. So when you're following your heart, you're following exactly what you're supposed to do. If I should stay in one place because that I would not leave the portal that I once had opened, I would never move, right? But I'm following the flow that the universe wants me to go, and that has been moving quite a lot so far. So don't worry about it. Like, you are perfectly guided. It's just your own insecurities talking, and I'll just let it go. It's all good.
But I'm very glad that we had this conversation, because it's good to know that it's a way. So I feel more free, if you understand. And
That's good.
it's a very good process. So I can think or feel more freely.
That's what we need to remember, back to where we started this conversation today about the heart flow. Is that we often get stuck in these patterns of what we believe we should do, what is the right thing to do, how we follow these human trails of responsibility and etc.
Exactly.
But if we let go of all of that, tap into the flow of our hearts, trust me, you are still doing your responsibilities, because it is a call from your heart to do this and do that and do that. But the feeling and the flow come from a different place. So it's not a struggle, it's a natural flow. It will also create changes, because you cannot remain in the same structure, the same way every day, because there is no flow in that. So changes will occur, but it will be in a natural flow, which is a part of the perfectly orchestrated creation that you're moving within. Just have to trust it.
Yeah.
Not easy. We learned something else for centuries, so it's quite a journey, especially in this time where there's so much fear and resentment and etc.
Yeah.
But that just makes it even more challenging and more fun.
It
So
is, and
let's
I totally
work on
feel it right now, also the change, but also realizing that I am going to another place in myself that I am letting go of a lot of things, and also surrender to the pain and the grief, and it's okay.
Yeah, definitely.
It is okay.
So
yeah,
when we are transcending from one thing to another, and I'm still talking to all of us, of course, when you're transcending from one thing to another, there is this gap of pain from the past, right? You cannot step into a new structure without the old coming up. It's simple math, simple physics. If you have one matter that has a vibration and it's stuck into a structure, all collide together, right? Now we are vibrational match here. In order of getting over here in a different frequency, change must occur. In order for that to occur, it must tears apart. The particles needs to move. Like when you put new water into a fishbowl, the whole thing is moving around. It's moving around, and then it settles into a new construction, into a new being, right? So when you're shifting from one place to another, it's inevitable to not feel chaos. It's inevitable to not feel some of the old come to the surface. It is part of it. And what you need to do is just surrender to it, surrender through it, and trust that whatever new is always for your greatest good. But trust the process. Allow it to be. Don't become it. Don't become the in-between, like, yes, I am this sorrow. No, you are not. You're just going through the sorrow in order of becoming your new self. And that's something we need to learn. It's okay to identify with the feelings, but not longer than you are able to let them go and flow through it.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Pauline, will you do the time thing, because this phone I cannot see watches or anything.
Yeah, 6 more minutes.
Oh wow, cool. So guys, 6 minutes of divine questions.
I have one question. You were talking about shifts, but I was wondering, do you think there will be a pole shift soon?
A what shift?
Pole shift, of that the poles of the Earth gonna shift. I heard about it that once in I don't know, 52,000 years or something. There's a cycle, and it happens every time. And I heard it happened, a couple times before, but
No, we don't have to worry about that. There's a lot of other things that are gonna happen before. So let's just enjoy the ride. It was, of course, not so funny, but like, we'll make it fun.
Okay, because I also heard that the magnetic fields of the Earth was getting weaker.
Well, the magnetic field on the Earth is always changing, and the way that we are making artificial magnetic fields are, of course, influencing the natural magnetic field that's running through our Earth. But again, Earth is so clever that if something is gonna be ruined, it is us before it. So the best thing we can do is be conscious, aware of how we move and act in life, and which energy sources that we attend to feed. But I wouldn't be worried. Not yet.
Okay.
No, I'm kidding. Sorry. Don't worry. It will be okay. There a lot of events is gonna happen. We chose to incarnate in this time with so many changes, so many shifts, and so much opening for consciousness to occur within time and spatiality. So it is normal, the amount of change and chaos that are created. But if we look at it from a different angle, if you have World War II, they had a crazy war. They had a lot of pain. They have a lot of shift, a lot of suffering. If you look at it now, this is what they call World War III, right? I think we do pretty damn good so far. So there's always different perceptions of the events occurring, and you're the one who chooses which perception you want to hold and act on. with that being said, I think I just want to thank you guys for being here today. And, you know, as usual, I would love if you drop a comment how it has been. And yeah, I hope to see you again. And I wish you a beautiful, beautiful day. I'm going to go out in the windy sun and do some body movements. And yeah, I forgot to sleep. So I've been sleeping 3 hours, but when the sun is up, you know, I ain't feeling it. So somewhere when the sun goes down, I'm probably gonna be tired. So for now, I just send you guys a lot of love, and I see you hopefully in a few weeks. Doodly. I don't know how to leave this.